my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. We are on the Christmas stars from my friend Wendy Shepard's book, and we are now on the sashing part. Here, you've been working on these, hopefully, but we have to make 6 trees, 2, 4, 6. See, we have to make the 6 trees for the horizontal sashing. So let me show you. Let me just show you that, because you've been making the trees. It's the same trees, and you're just going to make them a different color. There we go. Just a different color. So here is the tree block. You've got all these top, middle, bottom, and the tree trunk. And then you'll sew those, and you'll be making these sashing strips, these big wide sashing strips. So those will be your assignment. You've got the strip sets. Now my stars are all the same red and the same green. So I'll have 3 red and 3 of the green, of that green. Now Wendy's quilt, let's take a look at her quilt, because Wendy did hers a little bit differently. So let me get the other camera. What Wendy did was use 3 different greens and 3 different reds. So I'll just show them to you. And they all came from the fabric line that she's working with. When she did her sashings, those were the same. So here's her 3rd red. So her sashings were all the same fabrics, but she mixed up the trees so that they were a little bit different. Now this is Wendy's quilt, and she lent me a few other of the quilts to show you, and I wanted to show you up close each of those others. We've done one of them, and here is the next one, which is also on the cover. It is the wreaths with the little kitties in them. So I am going to hang that up here. Before I do, let me show you the backing. So here's the backing that she picked. Isn't that fun? I love it. I love it. So let me hang it up here so we can look at the quilting and look at the blocks a little bit closer. The wreaths are so darling. She has repeats, you know, like here, 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 here and here, little kitties, and then they all have this sweet little bow at the base of them. And then I love how she kept the light fabric out here on the edge, so that as it goes out to the edge, it's very light, and then just has the red binding. Now it's quilted with a huge candy cane. So let me see if you can see it here. Here it is. It comes up like this and over, and then right in here you can see it's like the bell, and then the bow, and then there's some little ribbons, but it's a very large. It's a very, very, very large, and it twists and turns. So like here's the hook of one candy cane. Here's the hook of another one. Here's the straight part. You know, so it kind of goes back and forth. Here you can see the ribbons really well. So there you go. That's how it was quilted. So next week we will have all of the trees done, all of the sashings done, and then we can set the rows. So we can set the horizontal. Oops. Wrong quilt. Forgot it was up here. Set the horizontal rows for that guy, for the trees. Now I have done the calendar for November. Yes, 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 yes. So the calendar, and if you're unfamiliar with my calendars, let me just give you a little preview, or a little, explain what they're about. What I do is list on the first page all the days that I have a video, and then what sort of the topic of the day is, or what project is going to be featured. There are changes because I do this so far in advance, that things might have to be shifted or shuffled or even left off, depending on what I'm doing. But it gives you an idea of what days we're sewing things, so what projects, like some of them, like Block Wednesday, obviously a block comes out, or when a block assignment happens for the quilt-alongs. And so that's all listed here. And then I have fun holidays and celebrations that come up during the month, which I talk about, and they will, maybe generate us sharing a particular quilt that goes along with that. And so I put little fun things up on the calendar. Now on the second page, because there's 2 pages, the second page is a list of the projects, the ones that are currently active, sort of some ongoing things, which honestly some of them haven't been worked on in a while, but I'm still leaving it there. And then sort of coming up next, which would be in the next month or so, and then some more longer term things that are coming up. So that way, if you're reading your PDF on your web browser, there's clickable links on this page. So you can click the link. Of course, if you printed it, that doesn't work. We know that. But if you're on a place where you're on the net, when you're reading it online, you can click these clickable links and they'll take you either to the project page or to the book or the pattern so that you can be ready and working on getting your stuff organized for the quilt along. So in December, the one thing we'll be doing is high tea. So high tea is the quilt along for my drawing room fabric. Well, I'm going to be using drawing room fabric, my newest fabric line from Benartex, in a few different projects, and this will be the first one. And so we'll be making that together. You can buy the kit, or if you've bought the fabric and you just want the pattern, the pattern is available by itself. And so that starts did I start at the end of this month? I think I did. No. This is November. Right, yeah. Start towards the end of November. Right after Thanksgiving is when we start. The Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And then that way it'll run through into December. So you have a little bit of time. You have plenty of a month to get everything organized for high tea. And in January, we'll do several projects, such as the one I just talked about, which is 52 lists. So you'll need to get one of the 52 list books that speaks to you so that you can have a list to work on each week, and you can either do the planner or not, it doesn't matter. These cute little canning jars. Laura, our ambassador, thought it would be so fabulous to use this to sort of work on with our scraps and find fun scraps to put as canning jars in January. Because January is one of those, start of the year, but they're also, you're trying to maybe kickstart yourself back into your sewing room. So this is a quick little pattern and it's fun, easy shapes. This is a downloadable or a print pattern. I think this mercantile sampler is lovely. I know it might not be for everybody, but I am going to do some of it. It is a quilt along that's hosted by Fat Quarter Shop and Lori Holt, and I just loved, I haven't done anything kind of like that for a long time, so I thought, I don't know, I might do 9 blocks, I might do more. I'm not committing to how much I'm going to do of it, but I just thought I'm going to get it and see what happens and see if I'm having fun with it, because I really, really like it. We will also have a Block Wednesday, which is free, and I don't know what it'll be yet. That's all a secret until late in December, mid-December. I will talk about the next Block Wednesday. And for those of you who like fun, simple applique, I will be doing one called the Breakfast Club, 9 simple applique blocks of breakfast items. If you're on our morning chat at YouTube, when we all of us early birds are on there chatting before the video runs for the first time, and we talk about breakfast foods. We talk about all kinds of food, but I just thought it'd be fun to do something with fried eggs and French toast, and I don't know, just a bowl of cereal, bacon, that kind of a thing. I will draw them. They'll be my designs. They'll be free. And so if you've never appliqued, this might be a fun way for you to try it. Something just super whimsical for January. Oh, it'll go a little bit longer than January too, by the way. So take a look at the rest of the things on here. Some of them, there's going to be a free Valentine from the Fat Quarter Shop always does one. We'll sew along with that, but it's a mystery, so you don't know what that is. And you can download the calendar at my I Love to Make Quilts, which has a calendar page. Well, it's finally time to have a recap of the Gnome family, the Gnome adventures. Norm, Nanette, who came from this book. Whoops. I got their hat template sticking out. So it came from the book by Elizabeth Hartman, and I had made Norm, and he was hanging around my studio here. Then I quilted him up, and he hung around some more. And then I thought, you know what? He needs to go on an adventure. And they have had an amazing adventure. They left in like a year and a half ago in August. They spent the whole year and a half traveling across the world and have finished finally with all of their fun adventures. So let me tell you a little bit about where they are and what's going to happen with them. So first, there's a whole troop of the family now, and I'm going to get the other camera and show you, where we ended up with that. Now, I made Norm from the kit. I actually had the kit, so this body part was the kit. And he just hung around here for the longest time. And I quilted him, so he's got like, stuff in his beard and lines in his hat. So cute, little mushroom, see, mushroom hat. And then I finally put the border on him. And then his backing, because I knew by that time, I think he was going to travel. So I put some map fabric on there. Then he went to Australia because he'd been, he'd seen Nanette online and they'd been chatting. And so he went there to meet her. And she is created by our ambassador, Kendall. And isn't she gorgeous? Just gorgeous. And you'll note, do you note all the glitter and the bling? That is our friend Nadine. When they went and visited her, Nadine gave them a little bling. Now, the first thing that happened was my buddy Jane in Australia. Oh, they were visiting her and had baby Bob. Look at his little face. She painted the face and did all the hand embroidery on there. Isn't that gorgeous? And then after a while, when they were traveling around, they ended up buying a lake house. Look at this. Look at this lake house. This was made by Gina Tell when they were in Texas, and she quilted like bricks for the building and waves there for the sky. It is so cute, their lake house. Now, as they were going along, well, can't just have one kid, can you? You got to have two. So while they were visiting our ambassador Barb, little Lucy was born. Isn't she the sweetest, most precious thing ever? She is. And then I believe Laura did this. I'm not 100%, Laura. You'll have to tell me. But the chicken, they had to have some chickens, right? The kids got to grow up knowing how to grow up with a bunch of these farmers here. Got to have chickens. And then along the way, towards the end of the trip, they were out in the horse barn with Yvonne, our ambassador, and brought home a kitty, Felicia the kitty. And so here we go. There they are, the group of them, their whole troop of things. But wait, there's just a little bit more. While they were out traveling, our friend Linda sent me an Aunt Pat. So Auntie Pat here is mine. Oh my goodness, with the red glasses and the gray hair like mine. So cute. So cute. And there's some goodies that came along. So there are passports because they had to go. Aren't they fabulous? When they had to go on their Caribbean cruise, there's passports. And we have some stickers and a little pin from Maryland when they were visiting in Maryland. We've got a baseball bat from the Dukes when they were in with Lylene in North Carolina. We've got a little baby blanket that was made by Brenda. I think these are the pajamas that were made. Oh, so cute. And there was of course, we're close to Halloween, right? So there was Halloween costumes made by Melissa. Look at this. Look, the witches, I have to show you the witch's hat. She had the witch's hat on. They had little candy bags, trick-or-treat bags, and the more candy sign, and even a little witch's broom. And the tin soldier outfit. Well, let me just run this quick little recap before I tell you what we're going to do with our friends. also sent around a piece of fabric so everybody could sign it. And what I'm going to do is put that on the back of Aunt Pat. I'm going to put that back here and stitch it because I have a surprise for you. The ambassadors and I discussed a lot. You know, they were a big part of making this adventure fun. They visited almost all of them. A few of them it couldn't happen, but that's okay. They were there in spirit. But everybody was part of the adventure and figuring out and making this all happen. And so we talked about, well, what do we want to do when it's over with all of these? And we decided that it would be really fun to give them away. That it would be fun to have somebody get all of this. So you'll get Norm, Nanette, Baby Bob, Little Lucy, the lake house, the chick, and the kitty cat, plus, whoops, I'm dropping things, the pattern book, and all of the accessories I just showed you. From passports so they could travel again, to Halloween costumes and pajamas and baseball bats and little quilts, everything. So all of this will go to one person. And I am going to be putting the post on my website today. Link is below in the description box so that you can go over there and leave a comment. And when you're there, you leave a comment at my website and tell me, what will you do with them? Do you have grandchildren that would have fun? Do you go someplace maybe and read stories to children at the library and you could take these along as companions for that? You could stitch them. I think they would be really cool to stitch onto a piece of fabric. Maybe you do a white on white, like I put it on the back of this quilt so you could just see, but you could take a quilt and either just pin them for presentation or you could, sew them, just. What I was thinking is you could just take and sew, like in the ditch, each one of these onto a fabric, a quilted fabric, and then use it as a display, whatever. But if you are interested, plus you get the book. So if you would love to make the quilt, the original Norm and Nanette quilt, or just make a few more Norm and Nanettes for hanging around. So please leave me a note over there. I am so thrilled to send these all on to a home so that they can continue with the fun, and I will keep as my memory of the project Aunt Pat. And she will hang occasionally somewhere here in the house. I don't know, I think in the fall. Gnomes are good for fall, don't you think? All right, my friend. I think this is a good wrap up for today. It's a lot going on. You're making stars. You're making trees this week for your Christmas quilt. You're going to go and download the calendar so that you know what's going on, our project calendar, and take a look at the upcoming things, and then enter to win the lovely Gnome family. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.